Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's kind of warm out in New York City for the first time in, I don't know, 6 months or my whole life, maybe it feels like. How are you?
I'm pretty fantastic. Nice and warm here. We're already hitting 90s on the reg in the desert.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I can't even imagine like Arizona, like what's that like in the summer? Like every time I've toured and played Arizona, like it's always wintertime, thank God, you know?
which is the most pleasant and beautiful time of our year. uh,
Sure.
It'd be fun to check out, though. Just got to drink a ton of water if you come out here.
Yeah, it's crazy because also like the show is really intense and really hot and sweaty. And I can't imagine like a June Arizona show, what that looks like.
Well, and I figure with how you perform, you throw it all out there. So it would
Yeah,
definitely wear you down.
I'm kind of like a professional wrestler when it comes to it. So you tell me what WWE events in Arizona are like, and then I'll know what the show will be like.
All right. We'll check in again sometime. Well, awesome, cool. I'm Riley, and you are Des Rocs, and we're here to talk about some music. Cool. So you mentioned you were checking in from New York. You're a native, is that correct? Like multi generations, been hanging out in the city.
Born and raised, scattered all around the boroughs and Long Island. Yeah, for 100 something years now. Yeah.
Oh wow, cool, deep roots.
Yeah, for sure.
So something I would love to hear more about is because I was reading about um, your unique workspace, like effectively like an underground layer type situation.
Yeah, like in New York, you never have a space for more than a few months. Like it's always kind of too good to be true. You know a guy who knows a guy, and you get a spot, and you have it for like 6 months, and then something catastrophic happens, and then you're back on the street. You're like a musical nomad. So now, for the first time, I'm happily settled down in deep Brooklyn, across the street from a giant graveyard. So it's great.
All right, comforting.
I know I'm representing all the time.
Just got to blend in with the neighbors, right? So
Sure. Yeah.
you made the bold move to release your EP in late 2020, and although personally I'm drawn to Suicide Romantics, we've been playing This Is Our Life on our playlist here at KFMA, and it has a cool energy. It's like a building and then a soar, and then you build and then you soar. I would just love to hear some more about your inspiration for that song and this new EP.
Thank you. Yeah, I really believe that art should reflect the times. And I think um, in rock music, like that's kind of harder to come by these days. And for me, This Is Our Life and a lot of the songs on that EP is just like this giant cathartic release of me coming here to this little space and just wanting to scream things at the top of my lungs to nobody. And a way that I can do that is through recorded music. So just making songs that are big and felt like a big, deep breath in a very, very dark time in our lives. So This Is Our Life to me is kind of an anthem of overcoming a lot of those challenges of the last year.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And something that's interesting is that there's a solid chance that people have heard your music without realizing that they have actually heard your music. What's it like having your song like picked up for like example the Borderlands 3 video game trailer, big
Oh,
Borderlands band, or like shameless promo?
it's so cool because like for me the music is so physical. Like when I'm making my records, I'm just always thinking about how people will move and react to it and like how it'll feel to play it. So to see like a bunch of video game characters in a melee to a song that like it's just like it's the greatest feeling in the world. Like I love seeing that stuff. It's so cool.
It's like building off of your art into something completely new. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like a bunch of people running around the giant map and like destroying each other. It's like it's really exciting for me, and like it almost reflects a certain intensity that comes from when I'm making the music. So it's like a perfect pairing. Yeah.
I could see that. So something I have seen tied in with you is the title of Rock Revivalist. And I would love to know how you feel about that title. Do you feel like you are reviving a lost art form, or is it more of expanding upon what's already been done?
Oh, definitely more of the latter. I really don't think of anything as I don't think it's a healthy exercise thing of bringing things back. You know what I mean? Because those things that we bring back were themselves the most cutting edge and innovative things of their time. And like these things, we call them classic.
Yeah.
And it really does a disservice to how innovative they were when they were created. So my biggest goal and my chief mission is to always be pushing and expanding and modernizing, and things that people thought were heresy that Led Zeppelin was doing in the early 70s because it was so out there and so new. I want that same reaction. And as far as like the colors I'm drawing on sonically, like there will always be elements from what we call classic artists, but I'm always pushing and pushing and pushing. Like I want to drag everything I do just kicking and screaming into the 21st century.
Mm-hmm. What are some of those classic inspirations for you as an artist?
Well, definitely Queen is a huge inspiration. Led Zeppelin's a huge inspiration. For me, the common threads that I take from those artists are big music for the world. You don't have to speak English to love Bohemian Rhapsody. You know, it's just beautiful melody that moves you at a core in a way that I think is, again, also like really lost today. So that's my goal, is to make the biggest, baddest rock records for the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that feeling, it kind of ties back into what I mentioned, how like your performances are very laying it all out there. And you've toured with some big names, and you've done like some stadiums, arenas, and you're slated to perform at Shaky Knees hopefully this fall. And what was your last in-person like traditional concert performance you did, and what have you been doing to kind of keep your momentum going during this kind of, I don't want to call it downtime, because clearly you have kept yourself plenty busy, but
yeah, the last show was February 29th, 2020 in Detroit. And it was crazy because it was like, you know, like a 30 something show tour. And I was just like, man, it's going to be so great to come home for a few weeks and just rest up before I go back out. And I don't think I realized that I would still be home to this day. Mm-hmm. And as far as like the in-between periods, I think as an artist, you have these different compartments of your brain. You know, there's the live element, which for me is just like so in the front. And then there's also making records. And so many artists, they always say, man, if I just had a month off, then I can make all the things I want. I can write all the things I want. Well, now you got to put your money where your mouth is. You know what I mean? Like you got like 16 months off. So there's a lot of things to make, and it's a good time to experiment and get weird and get creative, because there's no expectations of, oh, I got to be back on the road next week. So just take your time and just make the greatest art you can make.
I always think of creativity as kind of like a cup, in a way that, you know, you can pour out so much, but you have to, you know, refill it so you can pour more out. Like, what do you do to like refill your like creative cup?
I like to walk a lot. I'll just walk like all over New York City. I'll walk and walk and walk miles and miles from borough to borough to borough, just listening to music, observing what's around me, calling friends and family, and just walking, getting on the street and just moving. And it's like in that hustle and that like constant direction that I find a lot of inspiration.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned like calling friends and family, because you're basically, you know, solo. Do you have like a certain group of people that you turn to when you're like feeling kind of like stuck? Is there like you have your crew, I guess?
Like creatively stuck, you mean?
Yeah.
No, not so much. Like I'm kind of like a lone wolf, man. Like there's not really I think it's been a while since there was ever like a real scene in New York City. Like I think I missed the boat. Like I was born in the wrong time for that kind of thing. And I'm just kind of like this lone wolf musician, I feel like. And often I think it creates a very specific kind of sound, and I always am expressing sentiments related to that in my songs.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So I had been, of course, playing around on your website a bit, and what's up with the filthy animals? Can you explain what that, who are the filthy animals?
Yeah, the filthy animals are a very special group of people who love rock music, who love each other, and who are able to overcome tremendous challenges through community.
Oh, cool. So it's like just a gathering of like-minded people, and you're kind of in a way the center, but not quite.
I don't want to consider myself I'm just a part of it. You know what I mean? It's just a small but mighty group of people. And it's super special to me that people can find that sort of strength in my music. And it's very inspiring, always inspiring to me.
Absolutely. So what's kind of, we kind of can start making plans again in a way, best to keep them loose, but what's up with you right now? What's your like on the agenda when you're looking forward for 2021?
Man, I got a whole lot coming, a whole lot. Not a lot that I can announce just yet. But man, there are so many fun and special things to look forward to that I'm very excited for this year. And I'm very excited, as much as I love making records, to get the hell out of this room and to be back on a stage.
Oh, for sure. Have you been like utilizing like Zoom and other like streaming technologies to keep yourself connected with your audience and your fans? And
no, not so much. Like I haven't been doing a lot of Zooms. We had some great pizza parties that we had last year, which are for charity. So we were able to send pizza to hospital workers. And then like if you donated a pizza to a hospital worker, then we would all hop on a Zoom and have a pizza party afterwards. So it was great for charity, things like that, but nothing too crazy. Like I haven't really taken to like, I don't have a podcast yet. I don't have a Twitch stream yet. Yeah. So it's like, I haven't really jumped the boat. Like I think a lot of artists like freaked out and they're like, wow, I can't tour. Now I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. But for me, it's just like, I've just dug into the art and the music, and that's been my main focus.
Well, and that's kind of worked for you because I feel like I've just been hearing your name more in these recent months. And it's always so easy to feel like, well, they just came out of nowhere, but that's not at all how, how life works. So kind of just like, how long have you been at this? Because,
Oh, I've been playing in bands and playing shows since I was like old enough to stand and hold a guitar. It has been like my number one life purpose since I was in kindergarten. We actually had to do this project and it said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And everybody cut out these giant construction paper figures. And they said mailman, firefighter, police, astronaut. And mine was just a guy with ripped jeans and a black t-shirt. And it says rock on it. And, I have it. It's at my parents' house. I posted a photo of it a couple months ago. And it's just like, it's something that's possessed me since I was born. It's just to play music on a stage, holding a guitar. And I played in so many bands in the city and toured all over in just the shittiest bands. I was always the guitar player in some shitty punk band, playing to just like my cousin and my uncle in a bar in Des Moines or something. You know what I mean? Like just year after year, night after night. And that's really defined my life, and those stories and those struggles. It all gets bottled up into everything I do now. And it all comes out in different ways.
So you definitely prefer the lone wolf approach to making your music instead of the group setting.
Oh yeah. It's kind of like a creative dictatorship now. And that's how I like it. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't imagine going back to like being in high school and being like, hey guys, I got this idea. And somebody says, well, I got this idea. And I go, oh yeah, I want to work on my idea. You know what I mean? I just can't imagine playing the politics or compromising the songs or anything like that. So what you hear is unfiltered Des Rocs, and for better or for worse.
You're very much what you see is what you get. And I take that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like I'm just like, I always have this mentality where it's like, I ain't cool. Like, I'm not going to play it cool. You know what I mean? I want to just like tell you these stories, and I'm an emotional guy, and I'm an energetic guy, and I'm just like, it is what it is. And I hope you appreciate it, and you either love it or you hate it. I just hope you don't think like, yeah, it's okay. I hope you're just not in the middle.
No neutral.
No neutral. It's gotta affect you for better or for worse. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So I guess we're looking forward to see what more is to come, since you can't, you got to keep it kind of close to the vest for now. I get it. It's fine. But no, we've been really enjoying the tracks we've been spinning here at KFMA. And yeah, I really appreciate you taking some time to give us a little update. And so we can just like introduce you to some more of our people here in Arizona. And when you're ready to brave some heat and check out the desert, Tucson loves to get weird and we love getting dirty. I think it'd be a perfect fit.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much. I can't wait to play there. And thank you so much for having me. And I appreciate all your support enormously. Thank you.
Of course. Well, I hope you take care and you have a great rest of your day, and get out for a walk. A nice long one.
Walking I can do. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. You too.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks again, and take care.
All right, I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.